Men often took center stage in the Old West, whether they were ranching, mining, or dealing with the law, whether enforcing it or breaking it. However, women were far from confined to domestic duties, like raising children and worrying about their men, contrary to the stereotypes popularized by classic Western movies. Many women were pioneering new paths in a rugged landscape, achieving remarkable success that would have made men legends in history. Unfortunately, their accomplishments were frequently overlooked or forgotten. Here are 8 Arizona women of the Old West that everyone should know about. In a male-dominated field, Elias distinguished herself not only as a woman but as a leader. She managed her family's extensive ranching empire, which spanned thousands of acres in Sonora, Mexico, and Arizona. Elias and her family went to the southern Arizona Territory in 1827 when she was in her early 40s, and purchased approximately 130 acres centered around Baba Kumari Creek. She managed the family's fortified hacienda, protected by 15-feet walls due to the ongoing Apache Wars, and assisted her brother Juan in running the ranch, which boasted more than 40,000 head of cattle. The ranch thrived for 16 years under Eulalia Elias' direction. However, life on the frontier was challenging and frequent conflicts with the Apache took their toll. By the 1840s, 3 of her brothers had died, 2 of them killed by Apaches. Elias eventually returned to her hometown of Arizpe, Sonora, where she passed away in 1865 at the age of 79. One of the Hopi people's most accomplished and talented potters, Nempeyo, found her early inspirations among centuries-old shards. Born in Haino, a village of First Mesa, Nempeyo was captivated by a Hopi pottery style that had nearly vanished. Fascinated by the colors and patterns on shards from the 14th, 15th, and 16th centuries, she revived this ancient style and established herself as one of the Hopi's most eminent potters. By the late 1870s and the early 1880s, she was selling her creations at the Keams Canyon trading post, where her distinctive pots caught the eyes of buyers. Demand for her work grew as the Santa Fe Railroad opened up the territory to travelers in 1881. By the late 19th century, Nempeyo had begun to include brown, red, and black, as well as natural hues and tints. She led a renaissance in modern Hopi pottery and remains one of the most influential Hopi artists. Nempeyo showed her skills and practiced her profession at the Hopi House on the Grand Canyon's South Rim in 1905 and 1907. This gallery and gift shop, built by Fred Harvey Company, sold Hopi wares to the increasing number of travelers visiting the natural wonder. Nempeyo's pots now bring tens of thousands of dollars at auction. As the first woman admitted to the Arizona Territory Bar, Sarah Herring Sorin's career path was almost destined. Born in 1861 to an accomplished attorney, she devoted much of her life to the legal field. 2 years after her admission to the bar, Sorin joined her father in leading a law firm in Tombstone. They worked together from 1894 to 1896 until Sorin married and moved to Tucson in 1898. She eventually specialized in mining law, traveling around Arizona to represent mining companies such as Old Dominion Copper Corporation and the United Globe Mines. In 1913, Sorin made history as the first woman to argue before the Supreme Court without a male attorney, winning a case involving disputed mine ownership. Sarah Herring Sorin passed away from influenza in 1914 at the age of 53, but her legacy endures. The Arizona Women Lawyers Association honors her memory with the Sarah Herring Sorin Award, given to members who support the advancement of women in the legal profession. Choy, named China Mary by the white population, was the unofficial head of Tombstone's Chinese community in the 1880s. Nothing significant happened without her approval. Choy served as a liaison between the Chinese and white communities, supplying labor to the white businessmen and guaranteeing the integrity of her workers by covering any losses from theft. In return, she took a cut of their pay, a profitable arrangement that allowed her to invest in laundries and restaurants. She also ran opium dens and gambling halls and was rumored to have provided Chinese prostitutes. Despite operating businesses that were morally questionable at the time, Choy managed a successful journal store and earned a reputation as a smart and respected businesswoman known for her honesty and trustworthiness. She was even known to assist miners who were down on their luck. When Choy died of a heart attack in 1906, much of Tombstone turned out to pay their respects. Her grave marker remains one of the most prominent in Boot Hill Cemetery.